I was, of course, upset to hear that they were talking about it as a domestic dispute, because then here we have yet another fatality related to domestic violence in the city.
Tying ribbons to trees in honor of victims tragically lost. It's a symbol known all too well in Calgary. Is domestic violence becoming an epidemic? The question raised after another domestic dispute ends with 2 people dead and a 16-year-old girl in hospital with potentially life-threatening injuries. It happened after a house explosion and fire in the city's northwest.
We were like, okay, this can't be true. We were all shocked. We came to the scene and it was so emotional for us.
A few months earlier, Jasmine Lovett and Aaliyah Sanderson, a mother and baby, also killed in what is believed to be a domestic-related incident.
I would call it an epidemic levels, absolutely, and I think we're seeing more people reporting as well, which is in some ways a good thing, because that means that people are reaching out to get help, but it also means that we have very, very high rates in the city of Calgary for sure.
22-year-old Dorsa Daydari was one of the daughters lost in the house fire. Her sister, 16-year-old Adorna Daydari, is in hospital. The sister's mother, Layla Daydari, had filed for a divorce from her husband, Haydar Daydari, a month ago on April 23rd.
People also say if you just leave, then things would be better. But when people do decide to leave, that's often when the relationship becomes even more dangerous, because the perpetrator will try and control and bring that person back into the relationship. And so things might escalate at that time. So we know that the lethality levels increase when women choose to leave.
Over a 5-year trend from 2013 to 2018, there has been an increase in domestic violence in Calgary. And this year, Roos is expecting that trend to continue and exceed previous years. She says it's hard to pinpoint why it has gone up because of how complex relationships can be. But one positive that comes out of this is the number of community members who are paying more attention and are learning about domestic violence.
I think it's really important to be that great social responder in the community, so that we can offer help without there being a stigma or difficulty attached to people actually disclosing what's really going on for them. This is an issue that happens behind closed doors, and there's so much shame and mystery around it, that if we can sort of strip that away and make it easier for people to come forward, I think we would see some progress.
In Calgary, Kristen Fong, City News.